Welcome and thank you for checking out another one of our videos. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. We're going to talk about cryptocurrency news. $100,000 for a Bitcoin, says world-renowned Peter Brandt. Imagine that. Right now, Bitcoin is at $7,262. Today is December 10th, 2019. And it's 9:47 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Bitcoin is currently at 7,200. And for it to go to 100,000 is better than a 10x increase. That would be fabulous. That's actually, what is that, about a 13x? Something in that ballpark. So let's dig into it. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion. I'm not smarter than you. You are smarter than you realize. Do not trust what I say. Do your own research. And that's always imperative. That's why I'm going to provide you with the links to all the information that I share with you so that you can dig into those articles and the video I'm going to show you and get a deeper and better, a more full understanding so that can actually help your trading. So don't just let my video be the end-all be-all. Take it to the next level. Go read the articles. Go watch the videos. Spend a little bit of time, especially on this particular one, and I'll explain as I go in, as we talk about it. So Bitcoin rode to $100,000, 100,000K per Bitcoin. Peter Brandt explains the when and the how. Now, Bitcoin is heading towards the $100,000 mark, according to veteran commodity trader Peter Brandt, who shared his analysis in a new video clip. However, there is a scenario in which the oldest cryptocurrency turns bearish in the near term. So, I don't know if you know who Peter Brandt is. When I first started taking a look at this article, I'd heard the name, I just didn't know much about him. Basically, he got into trading stocks back in 1976. He's been in the stock trading and options and forex and all kinds of other types of assets since 1976. Imagine that. That's like 40 years of being in the industry, being a stock market trader. And so he has a wealth of information, a really strong background, because he is, not only has he done it for his lifetime, but he's done extremely well at it. He's been very, very profitable, owns several different companies. And so what he shares in this video clip that they posted online is he starts out talking a little bit about how he looks at charts and how he looks at charting. And it kind of gives you more of a, charting was invented in the 1930s. Creating a chart to analyze the price history of a particular stock in the stock market started happening back around 1930s. And has grown very sophisticated since then. I mean, back then you wouldn't even consider doing a Bollinger Band. It would take you forever just to calculate simple moving averages, and those are the simple ones. And so there's a lot of things that you can add to your charting today that, because of computers, it does all these fabulous calculations that if you had to do it by hand would take you hours just to create a single chart. And we get all of that in microseconds. I mean, it doesn't even take it minutes, doesn't even take it full seconds in order to calculate all the numbers to create the fabulous charts that we have today. So what Peter brings to the table is a perspective from when charts were brand new and the theory behind charts as they grew into the stock market. And, when you listen to a lot of different YouTubers on the internet, or even in different blogs or articles and so on, they're going to come out and say, well, I think we've got a 75% chance that it's going to go up, that we're going to see a bullish market, that this particular stock is going to shoot to the moon. but there is a 20% chance that it's going to go down. And he really talks about looking at charts from a different perspective. I think a more balanced perspective is the way I want to describe it. Because so many people jump out there and make wild claims or take a wild position based off of information that really is inadequate to come out to that place. And so I really think he introduces more of a very balanced, more of a wait and see kind of perspective that is really needed with a lot of different traders. And I think it gives you a more accurate way to interpret and to read charts than what a lot of people do when they just go to these wild extremes. And maybe they're not going to wild extremes, but they take very, very strong positions that maybe the information they're reading in the chart doesn't justify taking such a strong perspective on certain things. And when you look around in the world today, especially the online world, people are taking extreme positions and they're very, very dogmatic about those positions, when the reality is they probably should be a little bit more willing to listen to both sides of the story and be a little bit less dogmatic about their perspective, because it's not the only perspective. And if they can just listen to what other people had to say, they might learn something that maybe they won't change their mind, but they'll soften their dogmatism, their conviction about the position they were taking, and realize that it wasn't the absolute of all positions. Anyway, I'm going to get off my soapbox. That's enough of that. This is the video that Peter uploaded. And he doesn't look as old as you would expect him to be, given that he started trading back in 1976. And if you just click on this button here, you'll be able to watch the video. The whole thing is about 24 minutes and 39 seconds. And he really goes in depth about charting. This is the Bitcoin chart. Talks about where it's been, where he thinks it's going to go, what he thinks are the key indicators that have happened in recent years, and really goes into explaining why he thinks it has the potential to go to 100,000. But he also says, if it goes to such and such prices, I figure that Bitcoin is dead and I'm getting out and not going to go back in. And so while he does talk about Bitcoin going to 100,000, he also introduces the possibility that Bitcoin goes to zero, and says, I won't know until we actually see the numbers and it starts making a more definitive direction, a definitive trend, until we see a stronger trend developed. But he definitely gives you his perspective on things, and I think his perspective is very worth listening to, because it's a much more balanced perspective than what I've heard from most of the different YouTube technical analysts that I've listened to out on YouTube and other blogs and other channels. And so check him out and give him a shot and come to your own conclusions. I'm also going to provide a link to his Twitter channel. So that's what I've got for you today. I hope that you had a great time. I hope that you're going to have a fantastic Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, a happy Hanukkah or any other holidays that you have in the near future. In the meantime, how can I be of service to you? Do you have any questions? Is there anything that you'd like to ask or share or comment? Please provide comments below. In the meantime, like, subscribe, and hodl, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.